Good morning. Hello, it's Anya Devine here. I'm a painter and I teach art workshops and things, and I love to work in all kinds of media and things. So this is for you, this little introduction for you who are here for the first time. You're very welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, you might notice that my lip is swollen and it's actually blisters, and my eye is also swollen here. I had a fire outdoors for the full moon, and I think I got too close to it, and also I ended up being kind of wired that night, and I stayed up nearly all night. I actually wrote my newsletter, and that was that was Sunday night, and so since then I've gradually descended into my bed. I've just decided I need a rest, but I wanted to still get in touch with you and do something. And I was just thinking there, it'd be fantastic if I had some kind of tech support here to just set me up in advance, because what's going to happen next is I'm going to be wobbling you around trying to get you to focus on what I'm going to be painting, and you won't really be able to see, well, you won't be able to see the flowers that I'm painting. They're sitting over there in the windowsill, but what I'll do is I'll post a picture of the flowers and the finished picture on the Facebook page, 30 Days of Art with Anya Facebook page, and I'll post a photograph of what I've painted so that you could maybe also tackle the same still life setup. I don't really know what's going to happen here, but I've got some watercolor glue, a modest sheet of paper. We're keeping it gentle today now, and actually the paper I got from my friend Claire, who I want to say thank you to. She sent me this bundle of different watercolor paper, which is really great. So today I've chosen one that's kind of it looks like a knot surface, which is in between rough and smooth. Okay, so now I'm going to focus you down the way so that you can take your seasickness tablets now, so that you can see what I'm doing, is what I was going to say. Oh jeekers, I didn't expect that to happen. That was a bit of a storm. Okay, move you closer. Alright, so that's us now. I think that's good enough. Here we are. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. So this is my watercolor palette, and then what I'm painting will be here. I might actually start with, there's a lovely pink rose in the setup that I'm painting. I might start with something to describe that. So just loosely holding the pen and creating some sort of a shape that might read as a rose. So that's quite a bright the bright red rose is one of the main things in this little jar of flowers. I actually created this jar of flowers from a number of different bunches that my daughter got for her birthday. She was 18 on Saturday, and she got loads of, 3 lovely bunches of flowers. So I've distilled them down and taken out that now what will I do next here? There's 3 green. I've taken out a few. What I was going to say was I've taken something from each of the bunches. So there's a rose, big red rose, and then there are 3 greenish, lime green coloured flowers that are not unlike this colour. So I thought I could maybe just stick that down. Next, keeping it simple and doing my best to be swift as well, Oh, here's Maisie. Right, get up and stay quiet, you. Lay down. Just lay down. We have a stair gate, but sometimes the girls don't close it properly. Gosh, Maisie ends up jumping up in my bed. But she's actually, when she's in here, she's okay. She's okay. Erin! My bedroom door is open and it feels a bit unsettling when I'm working for some reason, in case I get loud noises, I suppose. Right, so there's two two of those flowers will be there, and I think the third one, so they're bright spring green flowers, but the third one is in the shade a little bit more, so I might just use this for the third one, this little bit of tissue paper. Yeah, so if you're watching this and you're thinking, what is she painting? You can have a look at the link below here, and I'll post a link to the Facebook group that you can join, and then you can see what it is that I'm actually working from. Now this is an acrylic painter, Dorzu acrylic painter pen, and it's quite good for the light on those flowers there. It seems to be just that colour that I'm looking for. Erin, could you close the door, love? I'm doing a video. Thanks. I'll be taking Erin to work shortly. Right, so I'm going to use some sap green now. Oh yeah, and I was telling you about the lovely flowers, and then sure, didn't I get my own bunch of flowers from Deanne, who's on the watercolor and flower painting course. Deanne sent me this amazing bunch of flowers, which I'll maybe paint next. Actually, they're sitting beside me on the bedside table here, but I don't want to disturb the camera now to show you them, because chances are I wouldn't get back into position again. This one over here has got some little dots of daisies. I'm just first I'm getting this, there's some greenery, kind of flaky fragments of seedy kind of greenery in the background. So I'm doing that with just a few taps of the watercolor brush. But there's a spray of little daisies. Maybe I think my mum used to call them feverfew. I don't know if it is feverfew, but they look like that. Tiny daisies, a spray of them, which is lovely in the background. But I'm using some ultramarine blue here now, mixed with sap green, in order to make a colour that represents the dark of the rose leaves, and the other greenery that's just meeting the jar. So these flowers are all contained within a little peanut butter jar, actually, and it's quite dark where the flowers enter the jar. And behind that green flower too, there's a darker one that's facing away. I think actually it might be just more leaves, really, facing away from us in the shadow there. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, but Erin got all the flowers, and she had lovely, we had a lovely day, you know, for her birthday. And we'll probably meet her other sister now, my other daughter Hope, this week for a picnic somewhere, because we didn't see Hope on Saturday. A bit disjointed, isn't it, these days with life? But it was Erin's 18th, and so we wanted to mark it. Anyway, she got loads of flowers, and as I was saying in the newsletter, loads of alcohol. What else was I going to say to you there? Oh yeah, so I put this bunch of flowers together from lots of different ones, and then I got the lovely flowers from Deanne. So I've got my own bunch now with sunflowers and everything that I'm going to paint, maybe even today as well, from my bed, so that I've got a stock of videos. I don't like not putting a video out at least every 2 or 3 days, because I kind of want to be in touch with you, and I feel like it's good to maintain the regular connection. Just dividing these two flowers up there now with some of that same ultramarine blue and dark green, sap green I mean. Now the other thing is there are 3 white flowers there, 3 small white roses that I haven't decided yet how I'm going to do them, but for the other rows I'm going to put a bit more alizarin crimson into it, I think, in order to get a feeling for the slightly darker bits that are in shadow, and just to let it amalgamate a little bit more with the rest. Bringing some paint into this too. Wetting the brush and then just applying the fluidity of the brush to the dark red that I painted down there. And it's gas that I've used a gem jerk, and I've got all these lovely vases, but they've all been used. I got vases from my friends, Josephine, and from Juana, and my daughter's, her dad actually made her a beautiful blue vase from a bottle. I think it's a David Beckham bottle. I don't know. That's what he said. I don't know what that means. If it's like a drink or something. It doesn't look like, it looks like it's too big to be aftershave or something like that. So maybe David Beckham is doing drinks as well now. Anyway, enough of that. But what I was going to say was that on Monday I still kind of kept going and didn't allow myself to rest. So then my eyes started getting puffier and my lips blew up into these big blisters. And I thought, do you know what? After a day of just still trundling around and doing stuff, but not really feeling not really feeling satisfied with myself with anything I was doing, I just got the message that I really could do with stopping. I think I had been charging at life a bit, you know. The dancing was back on in the woodland as well, so I'd be feeling full of the joys during that, like doing cartwheels and every sort of thing. And in the heat of the moment it feels fine, but now my shoulders are fairly sore, and you know, and of course we had just finished the watercolor and flower painting courses as well, the 6-week courses, and you know, it was all, I think I was really needing to just stop. Like, I mean, I loved those courses and it was really great getting in touch with people on a regular basis, seeing their paintings unfold, and I am actually looking forward to the next one, which is on landscape painting. That's full now, but there's a second landscape painting one happening in June, so if you're interested you can get in touch. I'm going to put my links below this video if I can, but if not, just Google me and you'll find an email address and you can email me to know a bit more about that. So when I finally decided to stop, then I did have them last night actually. There you go. When I did decide, sorry, I was here and looking for the scissors. When I did decide to stop, then finally what I thought I would do was like really just give my body whatever I wanted. Oh, that reminds me of the Mary Oliver line. You know the Mary Oliver poem, Wild Geese? She says, the first lines in it are, you do not have to be good. You do not have to walk for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. And on Tuesday, I decided to let the soft animal of my body love what it loves. And that was to stay in bed for a good while, and then to eat a big breakfast, actually sausages and bread and ketchup, which is what I remember from being a child. I loved that breakfast as when I was growing up. And I watched Little House on the Prairie, which is a program I used to watch when we were children. Like, I used to love that, and it had been since I was a child I hadn't seen it. So it was really nice. I just found a few episodes on YouTube because I think I wasn't able to buy it anywhere. I couldn't, and we don't have a DVD player anymore. But anyway, I wasn't able to buy it, so I needed to. I'm just painting this colour in for the background now. I hope it's not too close to the colour of the leaves. Actually, if I put more burnt sienna in, that might work. Just to distinguish the background from these white roses. And actually the brightness of everything. What was I saying there? So I saw an hour and a half of Little House on the Prairie for the very first few episodes, which, you know, if I did see them, it would have been when I was 8 years old or something, or even younger. And that's 42 years ago now. Soon to be 43. I'm gonna be 51 in a few weeks. So anyway, that felt very good. And then I had a piece of cake and a cup of tea, and just rested, back into bed. And I forget now what I was even doing. I think I was just I did I do a bit of drawing? I think I might have been doing drawing with my pens, but I couldn't put those things on. Yes, I was drawing. I couldn't put those on video because it was just I didn't have anything, the camera ready or anything. Anyway, but I will maybe do that another day because it was fun stuff I was doing with the acrylic pens. Just from my imagination, really. You see, it was good. Doodling away. I'd recommend it. But my lip is blistered up, and it's there. It's a constant reminder to no, not yet. Just stay chilling out. So I'm coming to you from my bed today, and I think I might be in my bed for another good while. Just relaxing. Yesterday I did go to Gladhouse to the reservoir, and I even almost went in for a swim, but it was the evening time, and I just thought to myself, now really listen to your body here. And instead I lay down on the grass under a tree, with my head on a mossy kind of stone. The mossy stone was really surprisingly soft, and I lay there looking up at the sky through the trees for, I'd say, the best part of an hour, and it was very, very good. Didn't meet anybody, and I didn't take Maisie, because if I had taken Maisie there now, I'd be looking after her, so that she didn't get into the sheep field. And anyway, yesterday Maisie had her day out with her doggy pals. She goes to Maisie's her dog. For those of you who don't know, she's lying here nice and quiet now. Butter wouldn't melt, but she does have a nose for sheep, so I need to keep her on the lead when we're anywhere close to them. But yesterday she goes twice a week now to Bow House, which is a girl who does looks after dogs, you know, and she lets them all have a play in a field at her farm. So it's great. Maisie gets a bit of social interaction. This is white acrylic pen that I'm using now for the can you see it all? White acrylic pen I'm using for the top of the white roses. Everything is very wet, isn't it? So I can't really draw into the background to retrieve the brightness of the roses there. So I'll just continue down here for a while and see what will happen there. What will happen there, I wonder. I kind of like this. And for some reason I think it would work for that glass peanut butter jar. I'm just going to chance it. Gonna chance that. There. Yeah, and I kind of feel to put that piece there too. I don't know why, really. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't bother putting that other piece on. Just a touch of it so that it shows the overlapping brightness of that flower, because this is actually the same flower as those two. I want it to look like it is. I want it to look like it's the same flower. And yeah, so maybe a little bit of purplish colour kind of there would let me know that the jar is the same, that this is jar as well, going up here and down there too. I wanted that to be a cleaner colour. Just even that is okay, a bit lighter. Okay, and let's see what pens I've got now. I'm looking for a dark greenish colour, I think. Got a few boxes of pens around here. So if I use a dark greenish colour there, let's see now, it'll allow me to outline that lovely bright flower. And maybe these ones too, just to give them something to make them read as cohesive, as though they're all, which they are, same flower. And then underneath the rose over here, the white rose, there's also some of that. I think with roses, you know, that those green pointy leaves that surround the underside of the rose are very characteristic of roses, aren't they? The pointy, V-shaped greenery. And so I'm painting those in as a way of describing the roses a little bit to me. I kind of don't want to go into much detail with things where I don't have to. I prefer instead to, you know what, those daisies are shooting off the back there, those little, the spray of small daisies, and I want to somehow explain them. I might even just put a piece of paper like that there, maybe. Yeah, I think that's okay. I forget what I was saying now. Before that I was talking about something. Let me just put that down there now, because it seems to me important to get those daisies extending out. Oh. So I've got the same darkish green. I just feel like it's working as a line. And now I'm just going to draw the little daisies as they extend off the page there. And this is just some greenery that extends off the page. And then there's that's the edge of the flower, but I don't really want to do it with the same green. I think maybe the brown might be the one to describe where the rose stops and the space around it starts there. However, I could use the green, I think, down here to describe that leaf, the edge of that leaf and the stem going back. Yeah, it's okay. And maybe this could also be used over here for this other rose again to make it kind of fit with the rest of the group a wee bit more. You know what, love, it's really good fun doing this. I keep saying it, like towards the end of a video I remember, oh yeah, I really love this. Play with materials. And I kind of remember what it is that keeps me coming back then. And I've said it before, but your company is one of those things that keeps me coming back. And the feeling of us dancing together in a creative community here, that there's a movement and, I don't know, something to do with aliveness, I guess. Spreading out in colour and play. Let's see if the daisies would read as daisies with a white. This is a white acrylic pen. It's not really that bright. But if I just dot it on the... Yeah, I think it's bright enough then. Because the light is hitting some parts of those daisies and some bits of those roses too. Daisies, that needs to be dry really before it's going to read as daisy. That's okay. I may as well put a bit of green into that leaf there. Okay. And just a bit of that bright yellow there. I think I might stop, you know. It feels to me like I've done what I wanted to do, I think. Mostly. When I say done what I wanted to do, there wasn't really so much of a plan. I'm going to bring that up closer to you to see it. Do my best here to be a steady camera woman. Okay. And thank you very much for joining me. It's 27 minutes, it's quite a long one. Thanks for joining me. And I was wanting to turn it so that you could see the flowers I was painting, but I think that'll just get a bit too ridiculously shaky if I start doing that and noisy. So I'm just going to sign off here. That's a painting I did of Lake a few years ago. It's a print of a mixed media oil and oil over acrylic painting of my friend Lake. So sorry for the crusty lip, it's very appealing. But this is Anya Divine saying thank you very much for joining me, and please do continue to tune in here. There will be more videos. I will turn this around now because Maisie is sleeping so beautifully quietly there. It's a shame not to capture that. And above her you'll see the flowers that I was painting. Okay, take good care everybody, and have a lovely day, and maybe consider a day in bed. There are my flowers, yeah, from Diane. I'll paint them next. There's Maisie. And there are the flowers that I was painting this morning. Okay, take care everyone. Bye.